Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo! Another day in the books. Big day today. Yo, hit that 400. 400. Hit the 400 front squat. Finally. 5 more pounds to go. Let's go. And then a 364 bench. So 165 kgs. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, basically after failing 400 last week, I did like a little mini deload on Saturday where I just went light, and then Sunday was just like a rest day. And then I didn't really have any plans of maxing out today, but I woke up today and I was like, oh, let's just go for 400. And I don't know if I'm gonna put the failed clip or the clip when I got it as the intro, but yeah, it took me like 3 attempts to get it today. So if you fail, keep failing until you find success. There you go. But yeah, the first, as I was warming up, everything felt super good. My back posture is much better than it used to be, caving over a lot less. My rack position is much cleaner. I don't feel like I found a spot that I can reliably set it up such that I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out, which is good, which is obviously a plus. And I think maybe, so yeah, I was warming up, I felt good. I was like, should I go for 405 straight up or just go for 400? And it's like, no, let's just, play it safe. If I hit 400 today, then 405 will definitely be there like next week. So no point in trying and failing 405. So I feel like I made the right call for sure. So yeah, I went from, and also usually I go from 315 to 365 when I'm warming up. And then from 365 I go like 385, and then 385 to like 395 is what I've done. But I find it's like taking such a big jump from 315 to 365, I can't really like focus on I can't really focus on my cues and like focus on my technique with heavy weights when I only do like 365 and 385. I felt like I wanted like one more rep in there with like heavyish weight. So I went from 315 to 345, and then to 365, 385, and then 400. And I think that worked pretty well. I think I'm probably gonna do that again. I guess the question going forward will be, will I do like 365 to 395 to 405, or 365, 385, 405? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the first attempt at 400, woo, I don't know what happened. I don't even think I psyched myself out. Like, I think I was ready, but maybe I feel like I just didn't push hard enough at the bottom. Well, I obviously didn't. I barely got out of the bottom alive. No, but I feel like I didn't think hard enough about like driving my knees forward and out. So I just got stuck there at the bottom, and my back didn't round, but I just couldn't produce like enough force to my legs, and I just got stuck in a sketchy bail. I've never bailed like so low in the bottom before. So when I dropped, yeah, that was super sketch. And I remember like when I dropped it and I was like walking to go stop the camera, like my right arm was like completely fell asleep. It was completely numb. I was like, oh, okay, but fuck it. And then part of me was like, well, no. Honestly, I had no doubts that I was gonna go for it again, because usually like my mentality is always like, if I like always if I'm maxing out and I fail the first attempt, I will always go for it a second time. Because oftentimes like the first attempt, I feel like more times than not, if you feel like you should be able to hit it but you don't, then it's a mental thing, and it's like you probably psyched yourself out. So like when I fail an attempt like that, it just wasn't grindy. It's not like I got it up 80% of the way and I just didn't have the strength to finish it. It's like, I don't know what happened there at the bottom, like out of the hole. Like I just, I don't know. My shit just fell asleep. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, I was like, so if you fail an attempt like that and you feel like you should have been able to get it, then always just go for it again. Because also like that first attempt, it's like a nice like little warm up mentally. It's like, okay, now you felt the weight, you know what it's gonna feel like. So if you go for it again, like mentally you'll be like prepared. And also you'll have that anger of failing the first time, be like, fuck, gotta redeem myself. Like let's get this thing going. And so yeah, so I went for it again, and I unracked it, and again my right arm fell asleep. So that's the thing. So with the rack position, it's like I'm not choking myself out now, but I think if I don't elevate my shoulders enough, like I guess there's like a nerve like that runs like right here, like between like the delt and like your clavicle or whatever. And I guess so it's just like it only happens on the right side, but I guess the bar was just like pressing into it, and so like my right arm would fall asleep, and like re-racking the bar like was like getting hard because it's like my right arm's numb, so I couldn't get the bar onto the hook. So that was like, so I kind of like failed it a second time, and I was like, after that happened, I was like, oh, am I gonna try it again? And then of course, yes, I'm gonna try it again. Like I didn't even start going down, and I had to re-rack it. So I was like, okay, oh, don't fall over. So I was like, hey, okay, third time's the charm. Hey, we gonna get it. Now at this point, I was kind of like internally, I was mad. I was like, no, you can't. You're not leaving the gym like this. Like I knew I had 400 inside me. So I didn't even like take a seat. I didn't do anything. I just stood there, kind of dropped my head, just like channeling my inner demons. I took probably, I don't know, was it like a minute rest? Maybe like a minute and a half. I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna like with all of my like mental energy, willpower, I'm like, I don't care if I die, I'm gonna explode out of the bottom. Like I've got to push like I've never pushed before. And that's exactly what I did. Third time, yeah, I went down. I was like, just push the knees out, baby, spread them legs, and drive harder than you've ever driven before. And it worked. Yeah, I got out of a hole. It slowed down a lot, but that's because also I was really focusing on keeping my back straight. Instead of like letting my upper back cave forward and like powering through the rep pretty quick, lately, as in like the last week, my mentality is like, technique has to be as proficient as possible, no matter what, even at the expense of the rep slowing down or me like even potentially missing it, because I can't get past the sticking point. Now obviously, like if you're maxing out like in a meet, and trying to lift the most amount of weight possible, okay, maybe sacrifice a little bit of technique to like, you know, be able to like squat like 10 more pounds or whatever. But as far as, you know, I haven't even hit my goal of 4 or 5. So right now during training, it's like, okay, technique, I want it to be as perfect as possible, even on the heaviest RPE 10 sets. And yeah, man, as I finished that 400, I grunted like like a goblin. It sounded like ridiculous when I played it back. Yeah, but I was happy. 400, I was so happy with that. So I'm feeling good. 4 or 5 is gonna be there. Let's go. And then on to bench. Last week I hit 160 kgs, which is like 253, I think. In my chest, all last week was feeling super cooked. Chest, shoulders, everything was cooked. So yeah, I did a little deload for all my lifts. Really, so like Saturday I went light, Sunday was off. Today I woke up a little bit of soreness, but not that much. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty fresh. The warm-ups did not feel that good. The warm-ups felt pretty heavy, to be honest. They felt heavy, but they moved pretty smoothly for the most part. So I knew I was gonna go for at least 160 kgs again. And so like last week when I did 160 kgs, I warmed up, I did 120 to 140 kgs, and then 140 to 150, 155, then 160. And then I went into today with the game plan of I'm gonna do the same thing. So like 120, 140, 150, 155, 160, 165. But so I did 120, 140, 150, and after the 150, it didn't move, like it didn't fly. It was not easy. It felt heavy, but it moved smooth. And I was like, I want to go for 165. That's the number I had in my head for today. And I was afraid if I did 155 to 160, I would really tire myself out because I just done heavy front squats and these aren't feeling super light. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go 150 to 160. And then if I feel like I have more after 160, I'll go 165. And yes, that's exactly what happened. The 160 felt smooth, felt pretty good. It was heavy, it slowed down a little bit, but I felt like I had a little bit more. I definitely felt like I had more in the tank. And so the question was, do I do 162.5 or 165? And the nice thing about kgs is like, you know, 1 kg is what, like 2.2 pounds. So when you think like in your head, I'm only going up 5 kgs, it doesn't sound like that much. Like what is 5 kgs? You know, in reality, it's like whatever, I don't know, 12 pounds, 11 pounds. But it's only 5 kgs. That 5 is a small number. So I'm like, okay, screw it. 160 to 165. I've got faith. Let's go for it. And yeah, it was there. It slowed down quite a bit. But again, it felt smooth. So feeling good about that. So hopefully next week I can go for like 170. My all-time PB is 365 with pound plates. And 165 kgs is like 364. So next week, if I hit 167.5, that's a PR. If I hit 170, which I'm hoping for, PR. You know, anything above that is cake. So feeling good about that. So that's like 2 out of 3 lifts. 2 out of 3 lifts were cooking. And then deadlifts. I was gonna max out with the deadlift bar today, but some girl was using it, so I was like, oh, okay. So I guess I'll be deadlifting on a stiffy today. And that's what I did. So I was warming up, but man, I felt super fatigued. So it's like, for deadlifts too, it's like, I mean, I did deload on Saturday. On Saturday, I didn't do like any like back work, no deadlifting whatsoever. But all last week I was basically doing like deadlifts or like deadlift variations every single day. And I think that fatigue hadn't worn off. That in conjunction with the heavy front squat and the heavy bench, like going to the deadlift, like my lower back was already cooked. Like I could feel my lower back being sore just like warming up with 1 plate. So like, ooh, I don't know about these. But I was like, you know, well, let's just see where I'm at. So conventional with the stiffy. And I worked all the way up to 525, which was heavy. My goal was I wanted to shoot for 545. Because that's what I hit with the deadlift, the deadlift bar last week. I was like, if I can hit 545 with the stiffy, then I'll be cooking for 585, 6 plates at least with the deadlift bar next week. I feel like a proper taper. But it was heavy. Yeah, everything, like I was just tired. Like everything, like it just felt super heavy. Ooh, Subaru. Yeah, so 495 felt heavy, and then 520. I went from 495 to 525. And then I was gonna go to 545, but the 525 moved somewhat slow. I mean, I probably had like 10 more pounds in me if I really wanted it. But for the 525, I threw on straps instead of the hook grip just to see. And yeah, the 525 was hard, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna push it because I still have a full week of training ahead of me. So if I max out on deadlifts now, like on everything, and like I really cook myself, then the next week of training is gonna be like so-so. So I was like, okay, I'll just take the 525. After hurting my hamstring, the most I had done on the stiffy conventional was 495. And so I knew today I wanted to do more than that for sure. Like, and I knew I could. And so yeah, so 525, honestly happy with it. It's okay. But then in light of the fact that I did that after like basically like killing the front squat and bench, which I'm super proud of, I'll take it, you know. Hella PRs. It's just Bulgarian, baby. These are Bulgarian things. So I'm excited for next week, this week of training. I'm probably gonna do a lot more, I think, doubles than like trying to max out, because it's like I don't want to keep going for 395 or 400 on front squats. I don't want to keep going super like heavy 1 rep max on bench. I want to do a little bit more volume on the bench, more like heavy doubles and triples on the on the front squat. And then deadlift, same thing. Deadlift, more variation, and probably like do more like heavy doubles and triples. Maybe deadlift, well, because like I feel like a heavy double on deadlift can almost be like more fatiguing than a heavy single. So we'll see. Also, I feel like deadlift is more like apt for like doing heavy singles and trying to like add 5 pounds every workout, in like the Bulgarian style of things. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm about to get back home. Gotta eat some food, and yeah, let's go. It's a good day. It's gonna be a good week of training. I'm excited. And yeah, if you fail, keep on failing till you don't fail anymore. Fail till you find success. All right, thanks for tuning in. Y'all take it easy. Take care. Ciao.
That's all, folks.